Do you often feel that you're not quite being as efficient or effective as you would like to be? Well, in this week's episode, I'm going to show you a simple trick that you can use that will help you to feel much more effective and much more efficient. Hello and welcome to another episode of Working with Todoist. My name is Pullein, and in this week's episode I am stealing an idea from Tony Robbins. Now, Tony Robbins has his own life management system called UPA or RPM. Now, UPA I know stands for Outcome, Purpose and Action. RPM I get confused with, but that doesn't really matter. What really matters is this little trick that's in that system, and that trick is called chunking. Now, essentially what chunking means is grouping tasks of similarity together so that you're doing them at the same time. Now, one of the reasons why you feel you're not quite being as effective or as efficient as you would like to be, let's give you a simple example. Let's take email. If you're dealing with email on a regular basis, then what you're going to be doing, you're going to be getting email coming in all day. Now, chunking would mean that you would group all the emails together toward the end of the day and do reply to them all at the same time. I mean, not obviously writing at the same time, but you would group them together and have like 30 minutes email replying time or dealing with email. Likewise, if you've got any writing assignments to do, you would group all your writing assignments together and work on those writing assignments. Same with calls, you group the calls together or the communications. Now, I should point out that chunking in the Tony Robbins Life Mastery System is about being focused on the outcome. What exactly is it that you're trying to achieve here? And which of those tasks are going to take you much closer to achieving that outcome than the others? And it helps to prevent us from getting caught up in those little daily trivialities that get in the way and really do cause problems. And so this week I want to show you in Todoist how you can use chunking when you're doing the 2+8 prioritization system. And if you're not using the 2+8 prioritization system, and by the way, if you're curious about that, there is a link up there right now to a video that I did on the 2+8 prioritization system. But what it helps you to do is to get really focused on the outcome that you are actually trying to achieve. And it also helps you to become more effective and much more efficient. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, before I go into Todoist, I would just like to ask, if you do get any value or you learn something really valuable from this particular video, please hit that like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please subscribe, because I am putting out content 3 times a week, and you will get so much stuff from here that hopefully will help you to become better organized and more productive. Okay, let's go into Todoist now, and I'll show you how to set up chunking. Okay, so what we have here is a typical daily list of tasks to do, as you can see in here. I'll just zoom in a little bit. We've got random tasks. This is from my demo account, so this is not actually what normally happens in my life, but I wanted to show you just a typical random list of tasks that you would actually get every day. Now, the thing is either in the day before, which means you'd have to access this list from the next 7 days view, or if you do your planning in the morning. The idea is when you do your planning, you start grouping tasks together, as Tony Robbins calls this chunking, bringing everything together. So you need to actually go through the list of things that you actually have for today. So what I'm looking at here is, let's start with the easy one. Talk to Tom about issues. Now, I've got a Tom label here, and I noticed that there is another Tom label down here somewhere. So these two can be grouped together for starters, because Tom is the same person, so while I'm talking to Tom, I don't want to be going to see him twice, so I've put those two together. Now let's go down the list. I've got an interesting situation here. Is I've got a 45-minute gym session and to run 10 kilometers. Now, the question I have to ask myself first here is, do I have time to do both? And let's say that you're really into your exercise, do you actually have time to do both? Now, because I can see that I've got to take Frodo to the vet for his annual checkup, I realize that I can't do both. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually skip this one. So I still get what I want. If you think about it, the whole purpose of when you chunk tasks together is because you have the bigger outcome. The outcome with health and fitness is that I want to keep myself health and fit. Fit and healthy is the phrase I actually look for. So here what I'm going to be doing is, at least I do one of those exercise sessions. So I just have to decide which one. Well, gym actually involves going to the gym. Running just means I can get up earlier in the morning and just go out for a quick run. So, or 10 kilometers, it's not quick, but let's do it. So that's going to be in the morning. So I'm going to drag that one up to the top. And then let's carry on down the list. I've got an email task here. So this is another reason, by the way, why it's really good to start off with the verb, because it actually tells you what you need to do. So I've got email here, Fiona. I've also got clear action today folder in email. And I've also got another email there. So I'm going to bring these up together. And let's see, have I got any more? No, I don't have any more down there. So I've got my email tasks here. So what I've got now is I'm actually getting the structure of a day coming into place here. So I've got to take Frodo to annual vet check for his checkup. So I'm going to drop that down to the bottom simply because I'm going to do that at the end of the day. So I've got read for 1 hour and I've got read article of the 21st century here. So I'll just zoom in for you. So I've got read article on the 21st century management for tomorrow's meeting, and I've got read for 1 hour. Now this is a classic situation where if you've got some self-development work that you're working on, like you want to actually create the habit of reading for an hour a day, so you put it on your task list, sometimes you're going to have something like this where you've actually got a reading exercise. So in this case, this is actually going to achieve the goal. I'm going to read this article, I'm going to make notes and prepare for a meeting tomorrow, so I'm going to add read that. So that also is related to tomorrow's meeting, so I can drag this one up to the top. And where am I? It's somewhere around here. I got that planning. I've seen it. Oh, there we go. We've got this one and this one together. So I'm going to drag that there if I zoom out so it doesn't do all this silly stuff. So now I've got the emailing task, and I'm thinking, well, I really want to do this before I start going into email. So I'm going to move those up there. So I've got plan out topics for this month's staff off-site meeting, read article for management for tomorrow's meeting. So I've now got my meeting work is grouped together. And finally, when I look down at the bottom, I've got call Mum and call Andrew about this weekend's party. And then I realise, oh, take Frodo to the vet for his annual checkup. So I'm going to be waiting in the actual waiting room while Frodo is having his annual checkup. So there's an opportunity for me to call my mother and also to call Andrew about this week's party. So now what I've done is I've grouped similar tasks together. Now, the reason why you would do this is simply because normally when we're looking at our list of things, let's just zoom in like this. So normally when we're looking at our list of today's tasks, what we generally do is we look at the task above and the task below. So this is going to tell me, for example, here that I've got email tasks. Now, this is where flagging. Now, it really does depend on whether you use the 2+8 flagging system or not. So let's just say I'm not going to use my red flag because that's for objectives only. But this one could be an objective because it's going to be a run in the morning. So I'm going to actually give that the red flag. That's an objective. It must be done because exercise is really important. So I'm going to see Tom in the morning, so these are going to be my morning tasks. So I'm going to add the orange flag for morning tasks because those help me to see that for the morning. Plan out topics for this month's stuff site. I'm going to do that in the morning as well because I really want to get that out of my head so I can just relax. So I'm going to add the morning. So I tend to use the morning, for morning flags, I use the orange flags. So email, I think I'm going to do that after lunch because they're not too difficult. So I'm going to give that the blue tags. The blue flags, these are going to be in the afternoon, and there's another email, clear that one, so I'll give that the blue, and the others are going to be done in the afternoon. So in the evening. So basically what I've done here is I'm using the flags to give me the priority of what the time, to give me the time of day, if you like. So I don't like using day times in my task because it really ruins my list. But when you start bringing everything together, like really grouping these tasks together, they can really help you to speed through, and you can go into periods of work. So you're not going from one type of task to another type of task, then back to another type of task, then back to another. You just group everything together, as Tony Robbins calls it, chunk things together so you can get them done. Now remember, the bigger picture of chunking is really about looking at your goals and your purposes and what you're trying to achieve. So that, as I said with the exercise one there, I also had the gym, but really what I'm trying to do is just be fit and healthy. So I only need to do one of those sessions today, and I can do 2 tomorrow if I actually have time. So there you go. There's just some ideas for you that you may want to use when you do your planning for the day, that you can actually get these tasks put together so that you actually see tasks that are similar together, so you can just go boom, 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 and get them done. Okay, thanks very much for watching this episode. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you for watching this video. Now, if you want to take your productivity to a higher level, then get yourself enrolled in my 2019 edition of Your Digital Life 2.0 online. It is a complete, comprehensive productivity and time management course, and it's a course that will take you to levels of productivity you have only ever dreamt of before. It shows you how to build your very own C.O.D system, collect, organize and do. It shows you how to create the folder structure, how to build into your goals, into your daily to-do list. It has everything. And not only that, you will get a free copy of Your Digital Life 2.0, the book. You also get a free workbook, and you get access to all the slides that are used in the course. It is incredible value. I want to see you in that course. If you are serious about becoming productivity, then please join me in Your Digital Life 2.0, the 2019 edition. Thank you very much for watching this video.